It was May 21st, 2017. A resident walking along the Delaware River in Warren County, New Jersey, noticed something unusual near the shoreline. At first glance, it looked like debris caught along the water's edge. But when they looked closer, they realized it wasn't trash. It was human. A foot, still inside a white sock and athletic shoe. Authorities responded quickly. The area was searched, but no additional remains were found nearby. The foot had likely traveled by water, carried downstream, detached from wherever the rest of the body might be. Investigators faced immediate questions. Who was she? How did she end up here? Was this an accident or something far worse? But there was a bigger problem. There were no missing persons reports in New Jersey that matched. No immediate DNA hits. No fingerprints. Nothing. The remains were tested. Samples were processed. DNA was entered into national databases. But the system came back silent. No match. And just like that, the case stalled. Months turned into years. The unidentified remains were preserved, cataloged, and stored. Detectives tried everything they could within traditional methods. Dental records? No match. Fingerprint comparison? No match. CODIS DNA database? No match. Without a known identity, investigators had nowhere to begin. You can't investigate a life if you don't know whose life it was. The case went cold. 7 years passed. 7 years of a woman with no name. 7 years of a family somewhere, not knowing what happened. But in 2023, something changed. The New Jersey State Police Cold Case Unit made an unusual decision. Instead of closing the file permanently, they reached out to an unexpected source, a classroom. The remains were sent to the Investigative Genetic Genealogy Center at Ramapo College of New Jersey. Not to seasoned detectives, not to federal profilers, to students. Students enrolled in a specialized certificate program focused on investigative genetic genealogy. Now, if you've followed cold cases in recent years, you know this method has changed everything. Instead of looking for a direct DNA match in criminal databases, investigative genetic genealogy works differently. It looks for relatives, distant cousins, shared ancestry, fragments of connection hidden inside public genealogy databases like GED Match and Family Tree DNA. The process is meticulous. First, advanced forensic labs extract a detailed genetic profile from the remains. Then that profile is uploaded into genealogy platforms, where individuals who voluntarily submitted their DNA for ancestry research might share partial matches. Those matches don't give you a name immediately. They give you a starting point, a third cousin here, a distant aunt there. From there, investigators build family trees, branch by branch, generation by generation, sometimes tracing back to great-grandparents before working forward again. It's like solving a puzzle with thousands of pieces, and these students took it on. The Ramapo students began analyzing the DNA matches. They mapped out family connections. They compared ages, locations, migration patterns. Eventually, a name began to surface repeatedly within the branches. A woman who had gone missing in 2014 from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Her name was Maria Quinones Garcia. She had vanished years before the foot was found. Her disappearance hadn't made national headlines. There was no viral media frenzy, just family members searching, waiting, hoping. As the students built out the family tree, the possibility grew stronger. Could the unidentified remains found in 2017 belong to Maria? But in investigative work, maybe isn't enough. They needed confirmation. Investigators contacted Maria's family, specifically her children. They explained the situation. They asked for DNA samples to compare. For the family, it was a devastating possibility, but also a chance for answers. The samples were collected. The testing began. And then came the confirmation. The unidentified remains found near the Delaware River belonged to Maria Quinones Garcia. After nearly a decade, she finally had her name back. For 7 years, she had been listed as unidentified. Now she was Maria, a mother, a woman with a history, a family, a life. The case that once seemed impossible to solve was finally closed. This wasn't just another cold case identification. This case represents something bigger, a shift in how missing persons investigations are solved. For decades, unidentified remains could sit for generations without answers. But investigative genetic genealogy is changing that. And what makes this case remarkable is who solved it. College students. Under supervision, yes, but students, building family trees late at night, following DNA breadcrumbs, doing the kind of painstaking research that once required entire investigative teams. This partnership between law enforcement and academia is becoming a powerful tool, and Maria's case proves it works. Somewhere, a family that had lived in uncertainty for nearly 10 years finally had confirmation. Not the ending they may have hoped for, but an ending. And sometimes in missing persons cases, closure is the most powerful answer of all. A foot found along a riverbank. No identity, no story, no justice. For years she was evidence. Now she is remembered. Maria Quinones Garcia. And her case stands as proof that even when time passes, even when evidence grows cold, even when hope seems distant, answers are still possible. Sometimes they're just waiting in a classroom,